Good afternoon, panelists. I greet all the panelists who are with us this afternoon with Panatech Media House, our 24th edition of Crafting Transformative Information webinar on mental health. But what is Planetech Media House? Planetech is an independent media house that offers reliable source of information, news, articles. By helping our audience understand the vast, diverse news, Planetech Media House also will strive a change and innovate to crafting transformative experience. We do have a reliable source speakers who are experts on mental health. I would like to call upon our first speaker, who is Shivani Sharma, founder at Mindfit, who is also enhancing the quality of life. Over to you, ma'am.
Hello, everyone. So I'm very thankful to Planotech Media House for having me here. And today I'm going to speak on mental health. We're going to talk on mental health, which is a very important topic, and we all should be aware of it. So let me introduce myself and what do I actually do. So I'm the founder and psychologist at the MindNet, wherein we do online counseling, or we are able to we help people who are in need, right? So now moving forward to the topic. So what is mental health? If we talk about mental health, I mean, we all should know that it is not only about having a mental illness or mental disorder, but it's about being on a continuum which we all are together, right? So we move up and down on that continuum, uh, depending on various factors of life, like could be genetic, could be life changes, could be any circumstances that we are facing at the moment. So that is how we move up and down on that continuum. So if we see that continuum, on one side of that continuum, we have all the mental disorders like depression, could be anxiety, could be psychosis, could be anything. And on the other side, we have the positive mental, positive mental attitude, right? So the aim of mental health basically is to attain that. To make people reach their full potential, and to attain a satisfactory life for everyone, right? So we all know that we are going through a difficult phase in our life, and so it is getting a little difficult for us all to tackle the ongoing situation right now. So but then I would like to tell you, I mean, that during this pandemic, we all have been experiencing something which is very rare. I mean, we all are in this together. I mean, it is a worldwide thing, and people from different cultures, different socioeconomic background, we all are actually facing the same thing, like which is a very rare thing. So now, what this pandemic is doing to us. So we all know that we have been asked to, not to meet people or maintain social distancing. So and we humans are programmed socially. So during this time, we've been asked to do something which we biologically are asked not to do. So there's a discrepancy here, right? So for instance, if we are deprived of food, we start feeling hungry. But when we are deprived of social connections, we start feeling lonely. So like hunger, when we feel lonely, our brain sends warning signals to to us, telling us that we're doing something we should not do, and we should maintain deeper connections, right? And that is what is happening with a lot of people right now. So it keeps on telling us that we need to maintain those deeper connections, but because of the situation, we are not able to do that. And when we are not able to do that, our body, our brain, it starts to release cortisol, which is the stress hormone, right? And our body also starts feeling very inflammatory. We start feeling very anxious, and then we would feel very stressful, and then we would not know how to tackle the situation. And so and it also hampers our sleep. So we're not able to sleep properly at night because the entire routine has been changed. So the lifestyle change, as we talked about, it doesn't let you maintain that. So there's a dysfunction basically in your entire routine. So and we all know through researches and different we keep listening to this, that lonely people are more prone to emotional, psychological or physical problems than people who are always in touch with people, right? So yeah, so I think we learn something from this, that we all should be aware of people around us. We all should observe their behaviors, and if there is any change in their behavior, so we should always talk to them about it, or we should always be in touch with them, so that we know that they are maintaining positive mental health, right? And they should know that we all are in this together, right? So let me go back to how it all started. So I mean, I remember that it all started, I mean, we a lot of messages were floating on WhatsApp suddenly, and then at one moment there was one news coming up, on the other moment there was another news coming up. And so it was kind of creating it was kind of getting very contradicting. Sometimes we didn't know what to believe, what not to believe, right? And we were actually trying to join the dots, from all the informations we were receiving from all the sides, right? So we were so engrossed at the moment, we were so engrossed in that moment, that we did not realize that we need to stop, understand and analyze what is going on, and then move further with it, right? So we started moving with whatever rush was happening. We started moving, we started dealing with it. We started, if somebody used to tell us that, oh, I feel sad, so we also started feeling sad. Oh yeah, this is not that good. Or sometimes, we would say that, oh no, no, it's nice, we are spending time with our family, and we are free the entire day. So it started happening that way. So I think that it is very important. I mean, it was important initially also, and now also I think it's very important for us to take a step back and realize what actually happened. We should gather all the information from so from some valid sources like WHO or any other government organization, so that we know what exactly should we take care of, right? So these things are very important, because at the moment also there's so much of ambiguity, there's so much of uncertainty. We don't really know where are we moving towards, what information is correct, what is not. So I think that kind of check on us, check on what kind of information we are actually believing on is very important. Because we humans, we actually start even before sleeping at night, or if during the day also we keep on seeing the news, and now that we call someone also that gives us the same kind of information. So I mean, it gets little it gets little difficult to break that chain from the entire day. We keep on listening about whatever's happening, or maybe on the phone also, that these symptoms, you should take care of this and this. So I think it doesn't really go away from our brain. So and it is very important to take a rest from all the information which is being shared, or being whatever information is traveling around us, right? So I would recommend that before sleeping also, we should keep our phone away, or we should not hear any kind of news before, at least an hour before sleeping, so that it does not hamper with our sleep, or it does not cause too much of stress within us. Because even if we are physically not active, our brain is always active, and we start feeling, or we start feeling stressful because of all the information our brain is processing at the moment. So I would really recommend this, that you should, and it's just not in the case of COVID, we should also consider it in other ways, or in other difficulties, or in the difficult circumstances of life, that we should get rid of few things before taking we should actually break the chain of thoughts we are having within us, because it's very important for our brain to rest. On the other hand, I mean, in order to, I believe, to maintain some peace within ourselves, we should always take care of our mental, physical and psychological well-being, of course, because that is very important, and that is what keeps us going. I mean, a lot of us have started exercising during this quarantine period, or maybe in the situation, or we've started to connect so much more than usual. I mean, I've started calling my friends, which I used to call, with whom I talked in school the last time. So I mean, it is giving us a lot of good things as well. So we should see the good things more. We should know that maybe our generation, or the people who are alive right now, have got a chance to think and understand the importance of people around us, the importance of things around us. I mean, we've been taking all these things for granted over years. So I believe there's a lot of good things which we have got to know, and a lot of people do take the unhealthy coping mechanisms. But then I believe that we should try and discover a better way of telling, a better way of expressing what we want, or maybe meditating a bit, or maybe exercising, staying active. And also, I know the only reason, the only way of staying connected right now is through internet, and we spend all our time in front of the laptops or screens. But I believe that we should all take some breaks, and break in between, so that we don't really end up being in front of the laptops all the time. So that is also not good, right? So these are few things you need to take care of. And I believe we have come a long way, and there is still more to go, and we should all be in this together, and we should always take care of people around us, of people, of our loved ones, so that they don't carry these things along and take a step which is not good for us or them, right? So we should all keep this thing in mind, so that we maintain a healthy environment, a healthy mental health for us as well as the people around. So it's very important to do that, and I believe that we all are in it together, and we'll be doing that, right? So that's all. I believe now, I hope I was able to give you few informative, I mean, something which you can take with yourself. So, and I would really like to know what Shobha has for us, so that we all can, know a bit more about it.
That
Thank you.
was really amazing to have and talk about this impact of COVID on every mental health issue. That was very informative about your thing you answered, and I do have many questions waiting for you, ma'am. Saying that um, because we're all into virtual platform right
Yeah,
today,
yeah,
and how are we gonna face it in further tomorrow days? Because yeah, as you said, we shouldn't supposed to sit in laptops for hours to hours, but a
yeah,
IT profession sits for 12 hours minimum these days.
yeah, right.
Yes, how do you give them few tips to get out of this mental health or mental stress down? Because they're losing sleep at night, they're getting stressful, it's frustrated life. How do you give a tips for them?
Yeah, I believe that it's a very good question. I mean, a lot of my, it is a problem with the people who are working from home. I believe that there are two, three things that they should keep in mind. I mean, first is that they should always have a designated place where they would work the entire day. I mean, they should keep one desk or one table, or wherever they are comfortable sitting, and make sure that they're sitting on a chair and a table, right? And so that the way they used to sit in the office, right? And once they are doing the work, they should take those reasonable breaks in between, which they used to in the office too. And so that they don't end up sitting in front of the laptop the entire day, because those breaks are very important to break the screen time, because it of course causes a lot of stress. So I believe those mid breaks, and they should keep us the time slot wherein they would only open the laptop during that time, would help. Because we are together in this, and it is not possible to change the criteria of working, but then we can always imply these things, so that we keep taking those breaks, small breaks, wherein we are talking to people around, or maybe we're just taking we're just sitting with our heads down, or not using anything. So I think that would help.
And that was really an amazing answer. I really like that, and I do have another question waiting for you. There
Yeah.
is a situation, this is actually a real time situation which has been facing out by my neighbor.
Okay.
He's stuck in lockdown all alone at home, and
Yeah.
how does that situation be, and
Yeah.
how would you talk to him virtually, saying that you would feel better with his mental health? I wanted to explain about that.
Can you repeat the last line? I mean, I couldn't hear
Well,
that properly.
he was all stuck alone in his home because of the
Yeah.
lockdown. How
Yeah.
would you make his mental health stronger to stay until he meet people, until the social distancing stops?
Right. So we just discussed about loneliness a bit, right? So loneliness, I mean, we are better with people around, and since it's the time when he cannot meet anyone, or cannot have a deeper connection with anyone, I believe that virtual platform is the only way through which we would be able to manage this thing, and we should all be connected. I mean, he should, people around his loved ones should make sure that they're calling him, or they are they're asking him about their whereabouts or whatever is happening during the day, or maybe talk to him more about how is he feeling, because expressing what you're feeling is an important way through which you start feeling lighter. When you know that you have somebody you can talk with, so that brings a lot of positivity, or that brings a little bit of calm within so which is very important. So I believe he should maintain good, I mean, he should start expressing about how he's feeling, and start inculcating one or the other activity. Maybe if he likes to write, he should write something. If he likes to paint, he should actually inculcate one of the activities in his routine, which would help him for sure.
That was really an impressive answer. Expressing the feelings out would actually get his mental
Yeah.
health better. I really like that, the way you express the things, ma'am. Thank you so much. It was amazing to have you on a platform of Malantech Media House. We were glad to have you here.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me here. It was wonderful to share my experiences with you too.
Yes,
Thanks.
and now let's get back to the session with the second speaker, the 24th edition of Crafting Transformative Information. And our second speaker of the session would be Shobha Prakash, who is a mental health social worker and a Niti Aayog trainee. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Dhanush, and thank you, Planotech Media House, for having me here. So, Shivani had shared amazing points on how to maintain a good mental health during this lockdown period. So, right now, I have a short presentation that will be shared on the screen right now with you all. So, let me share the presentation. Yes. I hope my presentation is visible. So, today we are going to talk about the techniques to maintain the mental well-being during the lockdown period, right? So, moving on to general practices that you're supposed to do on an everyday basis. Like, this is a hard time for all of us. A lot of anxiety, fear, low mood, stress, all these get triggered during this lockdown period. So, some of the practices that we can do on an everyday basis will be creating a schedule or a timetable for ourselves with an achievable goal. So, every morning we have to wake up, and for 10 minutes, we are supposed to spend, on creating a schedule for the day so that we feel a structured day is happening to us, like we don't feel, oh my god, I'm feeling alone. No, that wouldn't happen that way. So the next point will be journaling your emotions and feelings to address it and to keep a check. So we have to make sure that we are journaling our emotions, because every day at the end of your day, make sure that you're writing what are the emotions that you went through today and what was the triggers behind it, so that you can keep a check of what is happening to you. You will realize better about yourself. And the third point will be mindfulness, breathing techniques, yoga, etc. As Shivani already said, it is very important that we inculcate a lot of breathing techniques in our day-to-day activities, because these days, we have a lot of stress and we get to do a lot of work from home. So it is very important that we do a lot of breathing techniques to, get the stress down, and to keep the calm in us, and to maintain the peace of mind. And as Shivani already said, we have to engage in hobbies. So we have to do a lot of hobbies like reading books, watching movies, baking, cooking. Or if you don't know what your hobbies are, actually it's a good time for you to discover your hobbies during this lockdown period. And social support is very, very important during this period, because we are all feeling alone. We are all feeling like, we are missing out on a lot of things. We are missing to meet our friends. We are not able to travel, so a lot of things are happening. So in that case, we make sure that we are always staying connected with our friends, with our families, with our loved ones, so that we feel that there is always someone for us, and there is always someone to listen to our worries and to be supportive for us, right? So we are supposed to take solid breaks or short breaks while we are working from home. So staring at the screen for a longer duration, or always on your phone. So during that period, it is very important that you take solid break of 15 to 20 minutes or half an hour or so on. So that you'll be able to get refreshed and get to your work with all new energy. And also make sure that you seek professional help when you are feeling lonely, or when you're feeling stressed, or when you will know you need professional help, and that is the right time for you to seek professional help. So that is very, very important. So these are some of the everyday practices that you can inculcate. And moving on to the next slide. So during COVID, a lot of people are losing their loved ones for COVID. So we have to, know how to handle that situation, know how to handle the grief. So one technique that I would like to share during this session is, write a letter to the one whom you have lost, the person you've loved and whom you've lost. In the memory of the person, write a letter, and make sure that you are writing all the emotions, the words, the feelings, whatever it is that you want to convey it to the other person if he had been alive. So make sure that you're doing that. And this could also be cathartic. This could help you to bring your emotions out. You might cry while writing it, but it is very important that you cry out, you bring your emotions out. So make sure that you're handling your grief through this way. And next, moving on to the next slide, we might feel, oh my God, I'm not being productive during this period. I could see a lot of people posting on social media as like, I'm baking, I'm cooking, I'm spending my time with my family and all that. So sometimes we might feel, oh my God, these people are being doing something, but I am not doing anything at all. So in that case, please don't push yourself to be productive. It is okay even if you have nothing to do, and it's okay even if you're not feeling productive during this period, because we all need a break. And for that, I would like to tell one technique, which you can follow to make sure that you are keeping your productivity in check. So take a sheet of paper and list down all the things that you have done throughout the lockdown period, or you can do it even on a weekly basis. So take a sheet of paper and write down everything that you have learned newly during this lockdown period, everything that you have done for the first time during this period, or something that you did out of your curiosity during this period. So everything matters. Even if you had taken a break for the sake of your mental health, you have to know that it is also being protective, because you know that you wanted a break. So taking a break to preserve your mental health is also being protective, right? So this exercise will also help you to know about your self-worth, and to make you feel better about yourself. Oh, I have done something, I've done something to keep myself productive. So you will not feel like that you haven't done anything. So this is an activity that you can do to keep your productivity in check, right? And moving on to the last slide. So as I said in the first slide, it is very important to seek help when you are really in need. So I would suggest some of the free counseling, telephone counseling hotlines that is available. And I hope, Dhanush, that you will share this with our viewers after the session gets over.
For
So
sure, ma'am.
yes, yes, these are some of the very important telephone counseling hotlines that is currently available, that you can reach out to when when you feel distressed, or when you're feeling anxious, or when you're feeling depressed. So some of the free counseling hotlines are I call by Tata Institute of Social Sciences, Sneha, Roshni, Kuj, Vandruela, Connecting, Ashra, Sumaitri. And please, if you get to witness any of them facing domestic violence in your neighborhood, or someone whom you know is facing domestic violence, because this is a very crucial period where husband and wife are in the same house together. And as we all know, patriarchy still exists in this world, in this country especially. So it is very important that you reach out to domestic violence helpline, women helpline, to save that person. And also, men get drunk and they abuse their wife. So it is very important to reach out. And the women helpline number is 181. Whoever is listening, please note it down. It's 181. And next we have the child helpline number. So not just women, even children are, experiencing violence during this period. Like, they are facing a lot of verbal, emotional, and also physical violence during this period. So it is very important that we reach out to children helpline as well. It's Childline India Foundation helpline number is 1098. So these are some of the things that I wanted to share during this session, which has to reach to a lot of people. And that's all. Thank you so much for having me here. It was great talking
That was
to
an
you.
wonderful presentation from your side. I really liked all those terms and especially those numbers.
Yeah,
They're actually needed for everybody's need
yeah,
because a lockdown is just not getting us a break. It is also breaking everybody down. I don't know. In matter of mentally, in matter of physically, that has been a very hard times. I have one question for you, saying asking that is lockdown a boon or bane?
it depends upon how you take it. So if you see it in a positive way, you will feel it is a boon to, where you can get to do a lot of new things. You will get to explore a lot of new things. But if you see it in a negative perspective, it will be a bane because you're not getting to meet your friends in person. You're not getting to meet your loved ones in person. So it depends upon your perspective on how you take it.
What is the best thing where to improve one's mental abilities?
Best thing, okay, as I already mentioned, to enhance your concentration, to enhance your you know peace in your mind, it is very important that you start doing mindfulness or meditation techniques. So for example, if you're taking a break and if you're going to your terrace, it is very important to think about that present situation rather than thinking, oh my god, what is going to be my next work, what is going to be for tomorrow. So you should not think that if you're standing in your terrace, please feel the breeze that is hitting your face, please look at the sky, how blue it is, please look at the flowers that's blooming in front of your face, and please look at the birds that's flying above your head. So these are the things that you're supposed to notice, and it will help you to be in the present and concentrate better, I would say.
Yes, yes. I mean, I also like to hear about that thing mentioned in your description. What is Niti Ayogya trainee? That was actually a new word mentioned for me, and I think for all the attendees there. Also. What is it
Right.
all about?
Right, all right. So Niti Aayog is the policy body of India. So it is run by the central government of India. So I am a trainee there in the vertical of social empowerment and justice. So in that vertical, currently I'm working on policy analysis and research. So what I'm doing currently is I'm working on an all India research to enhance the welfare of social workers in the country, and to bring in a professional legal body for the social workers, and to get social workers recognized for the work that they are doing for the vulnerable and the marginalized communities in the society. So that's what I'm doing right now. So it is a government body, Niti Aayog, in Delhi, New Delhi.
That's really an amazing thing, ma'am. And Shivani, ma'am, a question for you.
Right.
Well, not everybody gets a chance for getting a session from a mental health expert. How would you tell about few tricks for the other individual, like for an example, a mother or a wife or a husband or a son to his mother? What
Hmm.
would these basic things would make sure that the other mental health is being good and fine enough?
Okay, so I believe that it's very important to be a good listener. We all speak more than we listen, so it's very important that we listen to the other person. I mean, even if a person is not feeling good, or is telling you about it, that I'm not feeling good, or this is stressing me, you should always consider the other person's emotion. A lot of times we do not do that, and we tend to ignore it after 2-3 times, and then we would be like, it's okay, it's with everyone, stop it. I mean, that is how we start reacting to it. But then if you listen to the other person, it's going to give him a lot of satisfaction. It is going to give him it is going to put him in the safe place where he knows that he has you, right? So that is a very big thing. And even if you cannot if you cannot do a lot of things at the moment, because of the situation, I'll tell you a very good example of my own self. So I played badminton with my mother after about 20 years or 19, 20 years. And in this lockdown, I was so happy to do that. So I mean, we don't know what exactly can make us happy. We should all try to think about one or the other thing. I started playing Ludo with my father. So that's something which is keeping me which is keeping me going, which keeps on keeps me happy and motivated that I am in this, and we all have to be in this together. So if in the case of a child, you should start playing with the child, because of course that is how what they like doing. In case your husband is feeling that, you should be more should be a good listener, or maybe you should spend some time with him, so that he can talk to you about whatever problem is he having. So yeah, that is how you can cope up with this, I believe.
I would seriously agree with that, saying that I think Ludo is going to be our national game because we're all stuck to mobiles
I
when it's
know.
8 o'clock, sending the code back to people and like, come online, come online. This is what is
Yeah,
actually
yeah, yeah.
happening about.
I
And
know.
Shobha ma'am, there's a question for you too now.
Right, right.
Um, well, based on Shivani Sharma ma'am's answer about this particular mental health advisor, till what extent an individual can hope that up? And when does he need to touch down for a mental health advisor? What is the extent and what are the circumstances he's going to face if he is not going to meet a mental health advisor? Please do
Right,
explain.
right. So, see, you don't have to take therapy or counseling just when you're experiencing some sort of distress. Taking a therapy or counseling will also help you to discover your own self. So that is very important. So you can approach a counselor or a therapist anytime. Like, you don't have to be distressed for that situation. And also, if at all you think that is the only time I have to take a therapy or a counseling, you will know that you are distressed. You're not able to do your day-to-day activities properly. You are either sleepless, your sleep has gone, or your sleep is too prolonged, or you are facing some sort of low moods and some sort of anger outbursts, and that's the time you have to seek professional help. And if you think you don't want to do any sort of take any sort of therapy or counseling, it is also okay that you talk to your loved ones. You are trying to share your feelings or your emotions with your loved ones, or with your friends. So that will also help while you're doing all this mindful technique as well.
That was really impressive. That was really impressive. And how important is mental health for one individual?
Okay, so as the World Health Organization defines health, it's not just about physical health, it's not just about your social health, it is also about your mental health. Physical health, mental health, and social well-being, all these three play a major important for a holistic development of an individual. So it is very important to take care of your mental health, because if you don't have your mental health uh, sorted, it is going to affect your day-to-day activities. And there's a lot of stigma in accessing help during your mental breakdown. So it is very important that we try to break the stigma out, and we go forward to access mental health and not judge anybody whoever is taking help, like, oh my god, he should be a mentally retarded person to do that. No, anyone can take therapy. It's not just for people who are termed mad. So yeah.
Well, Shivani ma'am, there's a one last question for you.
Yes.
How is the situation of every employee who's losing like jobs and the founders and directors who are not able to generate revenue in few circumstances? What is your short note for them for being stay strong on this COVID time because everything is going to be okay future? How would you talk to them being as a mental health advisor?
Yeah. Okay. So, I mean, I totally, understand the situation going on, and it's very, it's very disheartening to even hear about it, because a lot of the families are not getting, not able to get the food properly, or some other few things. I mean, the basic necessities of life, because of this reason. And a lot of other people are also facing the same difficulty, I believe. We are facing this problem right now, which is difficult, but then we we should all know that we are in this together, right? And the government is also providing a lot of schemes for the people who have lost their jobs. So I believe they all should go check the government site, so that they can they can also use those schemes, or can do something about it, which are really helpful, because a lot of my clients are also using it. So yeah, that I think would definitely help those people. And apart from that, to basically the change which has come in their lives because of the pandemic is of course going to take some time, because we have to deal with it on a daily basis. We cannot just jump into a conclusion that, oh, we've lost it and now we're never going to get it, or maybe that is not how it is. It is going to end, and you need to see the other alternates to it. You should see what can you do. Maybe you can since there are a lot of opportunities which are going to happen after this is over, because a lot of new things are supposed to come into our lives, like we have boycotted with the Chinese products. So of course you can look for something which can be helpful and you can open up your business. So maybe you should just start putting your mind into something that can help you further, rather than thinking about all the negative things that happen to you. You should also always look towards the alternatives to what can be done now, because this is done. You need to look forward and take a step further to change it now, right? So that is something I think that should keep you moving, because we are all we are in this together. And I think that should help you come out of it.
That was really amazing. That was really amazing to hear about it, ma'am. I hope we all come out of this COVID situation with a better mental health as fast
True.
as we can. And Shobha, ma'am, there's one last question for you, and we'll be winding up the session after this. What is the sustainable stress level of a particular student? Because we are all facing a different kind of stress level staying at home. How would you say that? Give me a short note on this.
Could you repeat it again? Stress level of students.
What is the sustainability of a particular stress level of a student? Because we're all staying at home, because student life is filled with joy and meeting his friends in the classroom and stuff. How would this happen?
Yeah, so as it was already pointed out, right now we can't go and meet our friends or our family. So it is very important that the parents are helping the student to give them some screen time to be with their friends, like over video calls and all that. So students are definitely facing a lot of stress during this period, because they are missing out. Many of the students in the school, they are missing out their real childhood. They are not going out to play, and they are not able to spend time with their friends. So it's very important that they are given some time with their friends over video calls, and they are also taken care of and given attention in right amount by their parents and their caretakers. So that is the answer for the question.
That was really impressive, and it was amazing to have a talk with you, mom. Thank you so much for
Can I
being on
add
Pantech
something
Media House.
here?
Yes, yes, yes,
Yeah,
mom.
yeah, I would really like to it's really important that in case of children, we do not let them break their routine. Because if they have the routine that they have, the kind of routine they used to have in school, that they have to study during this phase, we should not really break that. Because if we break that, and that they are set free for the entire day, and it's going to be a chaos at home. So and of course in their mental health too. So I believe that that is very important. We should take care of that, that the routine is set. I mean, they know what next do they have to do. Maybe maybe the parents are organizing a or maybe they're enrolling them in a video call dance session or something like that, which keeps them going. Maybe some color paintings or some of the other activities should definitely be there. Because children are the most vulnerable people. I mean, they're going to get hurt or cry. They're going to cry very soon. I mean, if they have to go through this for longer period of time. So yeah.
Yes. Yes, yes, ma'am. I would surely agree with that. But then every child who stays in a classroom maximum concentrates for 15 minutes in a 1 hour session. How would it be for him to concentrate and sit in a virtual class?
Yeah.
Doesn't his mental health affect, saying that parent force them to sit in front of a laptop and listen to a
Yeah.
lecture virtually? How would that
Yeah.
differ in this day's life? That has been tough. That's been the toughest job where all the students are suffering to right today.
Yes, that's very true. But then I think according to the government rules now, the time in front of the laptop has been reduced to an hour or 1.5 hour a day. So that is a very good thing. And but when I say that they should have a routine, that means that they should know that they have to study during this time. So even if they
Correct.
study without the laptop, that's going to be good. Because since the government has reduced the time in the favor of the children, we should just just make sure that they're not sitting idle, because if they are set to sit idle, they would start feeling very negative about it, and they would because they're not getting their playful time, and they're not meeting their friends, they're not they're not letting their naughtiness come out. So that is
Right.
important, I believe.
Yes, yes, yes,
Right,
yes.
so
That's
they should just
absolutely
set
correct, ma'am.
time so that they are doing the productive thing. Yeah.
But what is actually happening in these virtual sessions? We're just going morally rather than practically. That is what I would like to say, because in India there's less amount of practical education being implemented, because we're all into bookworming the stuff and writing the examination. We're into this, and
Yeah.
I actually wanted to change all this stuff so that would be a very
Yeah.
good thing where we don't get scared of the crisis like Corona, because we're all practically educated. that
Yeah.
that that is
Right.
what my kind of view was.
Yeah. Yeah. Very true.
Yes, yes, ma'am. Well, let's end the session. Let's say conclude note. I conclude by saying thank you for all the panelists who have been here with a wonderful time. That was so amazing to have you on a platform of Planetech Media House. It was very good to have a conversation about the mental health, which was needed right day. Thank you so much for the both panelists, Shobha Prakash ma'am and Shivani Sharma ma'am, to share the informative experience and expressions about the mental health. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank
Thanks
you.
to you.
Thank you for having me here.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you,
Thank
Dhanush.
you.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.